Welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I'm going to be working with day 20 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. Make sure that you check my description box below so that you can follow along with all the other wonderful creators who are doing this hop this month. This is a sketch by Stephanie Olson. I love it. I love it. I can't say anything else, but I love it. And I'm going to be using this photo of my husband and I, and potentially this one. If you have been following along with me this month and watching more than one of my videos, you know that my husband has been deployed. Well, this photo was taken this past Thursday when I picked him up at the airport, and he is now at home. So I'm going to speed up this video and we're going to get started, and hopefully this layout will come out the way that I intended. We shall see. Be right back. So when I started this sketch, I had every intention of following it exact, and then it took on a life of its own, and I went completely sideways and did kind of my own thing with a nod to Stephanie's beautiful sketch that I love so much. So first off, I trimmed down that wood grain, and yes, I held my breath as I cut it down. I hate cutting into wood grain, love wood grain, and I hoard it, so time to use it. This is from Storyteller, and I'm going to mat it with that blue plaid. This is where I kind of start going sideways. In the original sketch, she had a picture frame look like it was hanging on the wall, and that's why I chose the wood grain, because you know I could pretend like that was my wall. But then I pulled in this piece and I didn't want to cut it down farther, so I didn't, and I'm gonna just stick it in the middle of this background that I had created. Now, one of the things that you're going to see is I noticed that this paper's crooked on one side, and I don't understand why, but it is. It's crooked, and it makes me crazy. But you can't see it in the final layout very well, so that's fine. I did decide to use both of those photos. The third photo that you saw in that printout was just a photo I placed there so as not to waste anything on my photo paper, and I won't be using that on this layout at all. So why the feet photo? Well, it's a common phrase to hear, boots on the ground in the military, and when I say that I have boots on the ground, that means that I have my soldier home. And much to my dismay, he isn't actually wearing boots this time. He's wearing his tennis shoes. So tongue-in-cheek, I still have boots on the ground because he's still home, and I do write that in one of the little journaling spots that I create on this layout. So I did decide to mat these photos in some red. I have a little folder of red scraps, and I found one in my scrap bin that I could use to mat these photos rather than cutting into a full sheet of red cardstock. So now I'm going to begin building my layout, and here's where I'm going to give a nod to Stephanie's sketch. I'm going to tuck these two frames on the top and bottom on either side of my floral mat, and going to build some embellishment clusters on both of those, as well as a couple above and below. So the papers I'm using are, of course, from Cocoa Vanilla Studios Storyteller, and so is all of the ephemera. It is also from Cocoa Vanilla Storyteller. I do pull in some other things because this paper actually is in my March CKCB kit, and I am pulling in some of the other elements that I have in my kit because my kit isn't 100% Storyteller. It has some Simple Stories and some Felicity Jane and some other bits and pieces in it as well. And I pull in my title from, I believe, one of them is from Simple Stories, and the other one I think might be from a Jen Hadfield, or maybe even Paige Evans. thickers sheet. So it's not 100% storyteller here, just mostly. So that is the story, or the Simple Stories title from one of their game collections. I forget the name of it. It might be Family Game Night or something along those lines. I don't really know. And then I pull in this Thankful banner, and I'm going to put it up on that frame embellishment cluster there. And this layout is pretty much done here. I did glue everything off camera, and again I gave a nod to Stephanie's sketch by putting in those 2 frames. And then when I was looking at it, I'm like, girl, you need to stitch on here. You just do. You have to do it. I really wasn't going to put any stitching on this layout, but I did, and I think it kind of brings a place in the top and the bottom of the layout for your eyes to rest. I moved my title from the bottom to the top, and then I added some embellishment clusters. Thank you for stopping by my channel today. I hope that you check out my description box below so that you can see some of the other wonderful creations that are coming out of this hop from all the other creators. There's a link. Make sure you click on it and enjoy just watching some great inspiration for today. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.